thoughts on Dennis Kucinich running for governor. And he tweets an article. I will give that a Get Your News On with Ron retweet. But basically, Dennis Kucinich will be running for Ohio governor. What are my thoughts on it? All freaking for it. I like Dennis Kucinich. I supported Dennis Kucinich in the 2008 primary because I did not think that Obama was progressive enough. By the way, all my progressive friends in 2008 that said I was crazy for feeling that way. Hi. It's 2018 now. Do you have anything to say? Like, hey, Ron, you were right. Hey, Ron, yeah, turns out you were right. Yeah, you were totally right about that one, Ron. That's okay. It doesn't change anything. But of course, I did go on to vote for Obama twice. Don't get me wrong. But I did support Dennis Kucinich in the 2008 primary. I lived in Seattle at the time. And a lot of my friends up in Seattle said that I was crazy. Obama was very progressive, just as progressive as Dennis Kucinich. I was like, no, I don't. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's probably what we're going to end up with. But I want him to know that I want the platform of Dennis Kucinich. That platform more represents what I want to see in the country. And I think Obama needs to know that. Otherwise, he's just going to be a centrist. No, Ron, you're nuts. Well, 8 years later. Sorry. All right, back to the topic at hand. I'm thrilled to see Dennis Kucinich run for governor. I think he has a good shot. He is still very popular in Ohio. I like his policies, the policies that he represents. I cursed out Newt Gingrich once because of Dennis Kucinich. It's not Dennis Kucinich's fault. It's my fault. I guess I'll tell the story. I know some of you have heard it before, but indulge me. So 1 year at Politicon, Cenk Uygur was debating Ann Coulter. A couple people on Twitter requested that I periscope in it. So I did. I periscoped the Ann Coulter and Cenk Uygur debate over on the periscopes. We weren't supposed to do that. Ann Coulter's people did not want anybody filming the event, but I periscoped it and I just pretended like I was tweeting or texting, and they didn't question me. And so anyway, getting back to, I'll divert for the story real quick before we move on. Dennis Kucinich was doing a book signing, short, like pretty much right around the same time as the Ann Coulter-Cenk Uygur debate. So as soon as that debate wrapped up, I ran over to where Dennis Kucinich was going to be signing books. And I was so excited. I was like, I'm going to get Dennis Kucinich to sign my book. I get there, and Dennis Kucinich is not there. Who is? Newt Gingrich. Who is in line to see Newt Gingrich? Freaking nobody. And I see Newt Gingrich, and there's a guy that's in charge of the line, and I just point, and I'm like, where's Dennis Kucinich? And the guy goes, Dennis Kucinich, that signing's over. Would you like to get your book signed by Newt Gingrich? Which, that's like an awful lot of somebody like showing up at a steakhouse and being like, hey, man, I really want the best prime rib you got. And they'd be like, oh, we don't sell that here, but you want a Big Mac? That's like the equivalent of that. Or you know what? No, that's not a fair analogy. It's more like, hey, I want your best prime rib. What do you got? And like, oh, we don't sell that here, but do you want this tin of cat food? I think that's more accurate. So I didn't mean to yell at the person, but I was just like, Newt Gingrich, and I pointed and I was like, that's fucking bullshit. And nobody was around because no one wanted to talk to Newt Gingrich. So Newt Gingrich heard me, and he turned his head, and his head's pretty big, so it was sort of like I think it actually made a noise when he turned his head. And he was like, oh, and I was like, sorry, that wasn't. I did yell sorry, like I was like, you never did anything to me. I shouldn't, but I think I wanted my book signed by Dennis Kucinich. You're not him, and you're actually kind of the opposite of that. I don't want anything signed by you unless it's a piece of paper saying you'll never get involved with politics ever again. I would let you sign that, and then we could hold it as a contract. So, and then the guy felt bad, so he told me where Dennis Kucinich was. Like he was like, Dennis Kucinich is in room 502, giving a talk. So I went, and I did get to meet Dennis Kucinich. That's the end of the story. So anyway, yeah, I'm glad he's running for governor. I'm glad he's getting back in the public sphere, or in public service rather. You know, for a while, he's just been kind of camping out on Fox News, trying to convert people that probably don't want to be converted. So yeah, so I'm glad to see Dennis getting back in the spotlight for that. I say it like we're on a first name basis. We're not. I shook the guy's hand once, but yeah, I am a Dennis Kucinich fan. He was the first politician that really ever inspired me. I was behind the guy in 2008. I supported him during the primary. I caucused for him. You know, I later did vote for Obama because I realized, you know, like that was my choice. But yeah. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.